Welcome to the NBTLT podcast with your guides to this magical journey, Lon and Zumi.
Welcome to another episode of the NBTLT podcast, where we talk about shit we don't understand and give you advice you probably shouldn't take. I'm Lonnie, and I'm here with my best buddy Zumi. How are you, Zumi?
Doing well, Lonnie. How are you?
Pretty good. Might have to make this a shorter episode, just to make sure that your wife survives.
Yeah. Yep. I think she had a heat stroke.
Are you sure you didn't give her the HIV?
I'm sure I didn't give it the HIV.
Are you positive?
I'm not just positive. I'm HIV positive.
It's pretty positive.
That's not the right positive, right?
No, there's some things in life you don't want to be positive.
HIV is one of them.
Yeah. Or cancer, I guess. Yeah. Fuck cancer. So, Game of Thrones. We have to get into it.
Well,
right off the bat.
No.
We have to.
We have to. Okay. All right. Well, I know why. It's because you motherfucking called it, didn't you?
I did. And I'd like a little recognition for it.
Okay. Lonnie, you called it. Littlefinger died.
Yep.
Oh, did I spoil that for you? I don't give a shit.
You know, I really don't care if we spoil anything anymore. If you haven't watched it by now, then what the hell are you doing with your life? So yes, there's a lot of stuff that happened in that episode.
Yeah.
A lot.
I mean, the following day, like it's funny because there's always that one guy, right? That it was just an okay episode type thing. I'm like,
you mean like you?
I'm like, no, it wasn't me. Surprisingly, this time it was not me. So now I know how it feels, I guess. But no, I actually enjoyed the episode. I thought I was not expecting Littlefinger to die.
No, Christelle and I were sitting there watching it, during the little trial, I guess you could say.
More like an execution, dude.
Yeah, it appeared that, okay, they're really going to kill Arya. Or at least, they're going to try to kill Arya, right?
Right.
And you're like, what the fuck? The whole time, and then Sansa turns her head and says, Lord Baelish. I'm like, oh my god. And the look on his face was priceless. Just like, what?
Like what? Me? What? All of a
sudden, like, did you want me to say something? I don't.
It's like all of a sudden you have a knife through your throat,
and not just any knife.
Yeah, the knife that he used to fucking essentially start the war between the Lannisters and the Starks. So
yeah, and that we found out some interesting things. First of all, the whole dissension that was going on between the Lannisters and the Starks was just some made up bullshit.
Yep.
And then another thing we found out for sure is that Robert's rebellion was based on a lie.
Yeah. So it was also bullshit.
Yeah. That sucks.
Can you imagine, you're Eddard Stark, and all of a sudden you just find out your best friend's rebellion is I don't know how how do you remain friends with him?
I don't know. I think the whole thing is you find out a lot of stuff through the last few seasons. First of which you find out that Eddard Stark was actually a truly honorable man. And he never, cheated on Catelyn Stark, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that he kept that secret from everybody. Even his wife.
Yeah. So, I mean, it made a lot of sense. Because I remember watching the first episode, or I think it was the first episode. Or it might have been the second, when Jon says, by the way, I'm going to join the wall. And he didn't say shit.
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, for I know he's a bastard son and all, but man, you're an asshole, Dad.
Yeah.
You know?
But if you look at it now, it's like, that's probably the safest place he could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, of course he got stabbed and killed, but
no, but
man, that's rough.
In a perfect world, it's like, oh yeah, like, when he said, when I come back, we'll talk about your mother. He would have, he was gonna tell him the truth.
Yeah.
And nobody can touch him because he's in the wall. So yeah, yep. But when you don't know that, all I thought was like, man, that our Stark's fucking, he's a fucking douche.
Yeah, kinda. But he couldn't do anything about it. He had to keep that from everybody. I mean, because that would have been a dangerous situation, especially when King Robert was still alive. Yeah. He couldn't tell anybody. Like, because if Robert ever found out that Jon was a Targaryen,
not even like, well, think about it. Like, not even to his wife, just because on the off chance that the wife decides she's gonna have like a fucking rough day,
bad day,
and she's just gonna blow it off, and then some servant's gonna overhear it, and no, that's.
Oh, I mean, and there was some other stuff that Bran brought up, or at least Bran had talked to Sansa and Arya about before that trial happened, and you find out some things like that the dissension that was going on between Catelyn Stark and is it Lysa?
Yeah.
Her sister, that was all contrived bullshit by Littlefinger.
Yep. Like,
they should have never been in contention for anything. But he kind of pitted them against each other. What was the other thing that he did? Like, he was essentially the one, like, they confirmed it, that he was the one that got Eddard Stark killed.
Oh, you mean Littlefinger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it's like you held a knife to his throat.
Oh, yeah. And that was the beautiful part, is that's how he ends up dying.
Yeah, I like how Sansa turned it back on him, like the little game.
Oh yeah,
of the questions, and then each and every time was like, "Yep, you pledged your loyalty to this person, and you betrayed him. Do you deny that?" And it's like, "Well, no, but I did this." Like, yes, and you betrayed them. Do you deny that? And it's like, "Oh, I always loved you." And it's like, and yet you betrayed me. Do you deny that? It's like, oh shit! Like, yeah, you're not fucking around, dude.
Well, and she had to do it that way. She had to do the whole thing with all that information in front of all of her bannermen, or else she would have lost the Eyrie. She would have lost all support that she had from the Eyrie, from the Vale, the Knights of the Vale.
Yeah,
and probably a lot of the other bannermen, like the Glovers and stuff. And the Karstarks. Actually, I don't even know if the Karstarks are still around. Are they alive?
I don't know, dude.
But anyway, she would have lost a lot of support if she would have just killed Littlefinger and just made some wild claim that he was this guy that did all this stuff. She had to break him.
Yeah. The whole time, like when they had the whole thing with Arya, like I thought they were gonna do something like. Oh, well, actually, to be honest, I didn't even know where they were going with it. I just thought like man, like they're gonna let Arya like leave Winterfell or something like that.
Oh yeah. And exile.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like I'm like, oh, all right. So it was a good episode. I liked it. I like the fucking Frost Dragon,
dude. Like I told you over Messenger, I'm like, I don't want to be a dick, but Frost Dragons are pretty cool.
Yeah. Although, I mean, technically they're breathing fire. It's not like frost, but
But as someone had mentioned online, how funny would it have been if the Night King was riding on Frost Viserion, went up to the wall, started having the thing breathe fire, but the wall just gets bigger.
You see, this is why we gotta have that Mexico build up that wall,
Oh yeah,
because then we can keep those living dead like away from us. I'm sorry.
Anyway,
is that racist?
I don't know if it's racist if you're a Mexican.
Well, I guess not, because apparently I can be rude to my own race as long as I'm You know, as long as I'm not white, then it's all kosher. Apparently, according to liberals.
I wouldn't know.
But
I have all this white privilege, apparently. So,
but I'm as happy as I was for Game of Thrones the day before, I was fucking miserable.
Yeah. The
that fight did not go the way I imagined it was gonna go.
You know what? I had watched up to round 4, and
that's when I started going downhill.
You know what? There was just something off about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna argue that Floyd is a fantastic boxer, because he is, right?
Yeah.
I mean, defensively, he's the greatest boxer of all time.
Arguably.
You know, but I'm sorry, I don't know. There seemed like there was something not right. Like, it just didn't seem like Conor. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
And it's, of course, Mayweather Productions, or what do you call it? Mayweather promotions or something. I mean, the whole thing, he owned everything. I don't know. You know,
so you think it was fixed? Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, some of the professional boxers were not, and refs were not very happy with how biased the ref was.
Yeah, I would say that it was obvious that Conor was really tired at the end and gassed.
But
why would he stop it there?
Yeah, that's what he does. Like when he does MMA, though, like he always puts his hands down. Like, yeah. Like I kind of agree with him where he's like, dude, at least let me like go down to the fucking canvas. Like, don't. He's like,
he only had 2 more rounds,
and he's like, I do get wobbly, like and I'm like, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. All I know is that I guess I was wrong.
Me too.
I couldn't call it, but you know, I think, I don't know if I mentioned this on the podcast, but I mentioned it to you, right? Like that was like the first time that I saw a humble Mayweather.
Yeah.
Like, and if he would have given me that side of him, I would have been a supporter since the fucking Olympics. You know? Since fight 1.
Well, he's done now, so maybe he'll go the Tyson route. You know, like after Tyson was done,
or the Foreman route. He's gonna make some grills.
No. I mean, like once Tyson was retired, like he stopped being he stopped being such a dick, like an ignorant prick. You know what I mean? And I think it just shows you that a lot of that stuff, no matter how much you think of these guys, and I have some things that I think about Mayweather, but I think a lot of it's just for show.
I heard a rumor, and I guess it's a known rumor, but it was on a Tony Robbins seminar, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess they were talking about like abundance and money and all that shit, right? And Mayweather came to the conversation somehow, but they were saying that he's known for having a bag like in his car.
What?
A bag with $1 million just in case.
Just in case what?
Just in case he decides he's gonna fucking blow money at doing something. Like something stupid. Like he's just like a big showboater. Yeah,
So you're saying what Tony is saying is that he just does it just for the act?
Yeah. Like he's known to carry a bag full of money, like $1 million, just in case.
That I don't know. Maybe it's hard for me to fathom because I'm not a millionaire. But
maybe he goes to like the Ferrari dealership and he's like, "Oh, I'm just gonna buy a Ferrari. Here's cash." I don't know.
Yeah, but that's only like $250,000, right?
Ferrari? No, Ferraris can go up to like $750,000, I think.
Let me see. Average.
I think so. I mean, I
price
maybe a Dubai Ferrari would go for that amount.
of Ferrari. Let's check this out. Let's Bing it,
All right.
since I no longer say Google.
Well, if you Bing it, you get rewards points. So
Really?
yeah, Microsoft, sign up for that shit, dude. You get free stuff.
Well, let's see. The Ferrari 488. Let's see. Oh, I got to put in my zip code. Okay. That's kind of odd for a Ferrari site. All right. I'm going to let this load. But yes, the whole thing about the fight, like like I was saying, is that there's just something that seemed off about, not necessarily Mayweather, because he just looked like himself. But with McGregor, I don't know, maybe it's just the change from MMA to boxing, but he should have the same type of, aura, I guess you could say. But he just didn't seem like himself. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but dude, have you seen all the shit with that flood in Houston?
Dude,
that's bad.
it's crazy. Did you donate anything yet?
No.
No, I did. Not.
What'd you donate?
Not like
$1 million?
No. I didn't do it deliberately. I did it, taking care of number one, right?
Okay.
So we have like a foundation within the company, and they do a tournament every year. So I signed up for the tournament. I donated.
Okay.
Before this whole flood thing happened, and then it happened, and I guess there was like some families that are in the same branch company, so they already sent them the money to like help them out and shit. So
yeah.
So I know, at least I know that my $125 went to that specifically, and none of this like Red Cross 10% bullshit.
Yeah.
So,
dude, the Red Cross.
I think Kevin Hart does one where it goes directly to them. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if you guys are listening to this, like, check it out.
Well, I know J.J. Watt, the Houston Texans. He started a whole thing, and they got over 15 million so far. But
Damn.
they had a bunch of players and owners and stuff like that get in on it. Okay, Ferrari prices range from 188,000 to 400,000.
Check out a Dubai Ferrari. See how much those cost.
What is that? 5 million? Because they gold plate them. Yeah. So yeah, the Houston floods. That shit's crazy. That's a lot of rain. What did they were saying, like 50 inches within the first day?
Yeah. The last one I saw, it said 49, but I think it went up.
God.
That's too much. I saw really.
And then they have another hurricane hitting the East Coast here.
Yeah, we have a tropical storm down in Baja.
Yeah.
Lydia, and I think that we're gonna get some rain. Like, we might get some rain in San Diego, but
oh, that's too bad.
So
like some rain or 50 inches?
No, just compared to that, it's just a breeze, right? But I saw a really funny meme the other day. And it had a guy like on a boat, and
I'm on a boat.
Yeah, something like that. But it said all these rednecks with their like handmade or something like that boats, and then he's like, "Who do you think is rescuing all these people during these floods?" kind of like haha.
Oh yeah, they had a picture of like they have all this stuff going on where they're tearing down statues and everything up here. And, like some of them are like, they wanted to take down the Abraham Lincoln statue.
Why?
It's like, yeah, why? I don't understand that. But, the Robert E. Lee statue that they were taking down, that's another one I don't understand. I think they're just focusing on the fact that he was a general in the Confederate Army, despite the fact that Robert E. Lee was the guy that said, "I wish I owned every single slave in America so that I could free every single one of them."
Well, because Those are just words, though.
Yes. But that's what they're...
No,
I
take
mean,
him down.
They're going on ideas. They're taking
down.
them down
Take him down.
because of an idea. But here, the funny thing that I saw was, well, it's not really funny, but it's intriguing and ironic, was you have all that stuff going on, and then down in Texas, you got the flood in Houston, and you have pictures of all these guys with their boats, and on the back of their boat, as they're saving, people out of the water, like black people and stuff, they're saving them out of the water. This guy's got a Confederate flag on the back of his boat.
Yeah.
Like...
I was being sarcastic, by the way.
I know.
Yeah, but people might not know.
And I was being an asshole.
People might not know. It's. I told you, it's fucked up. I have to, say when I'm joking. Otherwise, people oh, I'm offended.
Yeah.
Oh, you're an
It's
asshole.
unfortunate. Okay, I have to mention this to you. I mentioned this to Christelle today. It's an observation that I've had about this generation's youth, like high schoolers. I noticed this the second time it happened. The second time it happened, I remembered the first time I had seen it, just like a week before the second time. I've noticed that a lot of these high school age kids, when they walk, they don't swing their arms.
What?
Yeah, when they walk, they don't swing their arms. Like like the normal motion when you're walking, like you swing your arms. Your arm opposite to the leg that's moving forward.
Yeah, but isn't that like a natural movement?
To swing your arms,
yeah,
yes.
You're, if you just let gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a natural thing, but they're not doing it. And now I've seen it so many times that, for real, I've seen it at least 5 times now. It's weird.
I haven't paid attention, to be
honest. I know,
but...
and I'm guessing that most of the people that are listening and most of the people in in this world haven't noticed, at least in this country, haven't noticed that if you just go ahead and take a look. If you have a kid that's high school age, when you go to pick them up from school, just go ahead and take a look.
Just oh my God, we're gonna start a trend here.
It's gonna be all these pictures being sent to us.
I mean, now that you mentioned that, Lonnie, you and I are considered millennials, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, right? It's 80. I think it starts at 84.
Yeah, even though you're almost 32 and I'm almost 33. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'll be 32 next week, bud.
Yes, you will. I know this.
And you'll be 33 20 days after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be the same age as Jesus.
Oh my God. What do you think our millennials are going to be called?
Well, like our portion of that
yeah,
group?
Well, like the previous generation, they had the baby boomers, right? So
Yeah.
now baby boomers have us, millennials. So millennials are going to have who?
What
do you think?
Zombies?
What do you think we're going to call the maybe that's what we'll call the high schoolers right now. We'll call them the zombie generation.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think we should start it. I'm bringing it back.
Let's call them the zombies. How the zombies are affecting I don't know.
I'm going to call them the zombie generation.
Businesses. Yeah, because I sent you an article, remember?
Yes. I remember.
It was called 19 Things That Millennials Are Affecting or something like that.
Yeah, and some of it's actually kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, the napkin industry is suffering because millennials don't use napkins anymore. They use towels.
Yeah.
Or they're like paper towels.
Paper towels, yeah.
I get that, though. Like, I understand why that's happening because that was like a pizza thing, remember?
Yeah.
Like, you'd have like a roll of paper towels instead of getting napkins or like hot wings and stuff.
Exactly. And I'm one of those. I'm guilty. I use paper towels. I don't buy napkins.
You are bankrupting the napkin industry, Zumi.
I know. And I do another thing that that article said that people do. And
I was laughing.
That is, what was it? The restaurants, like Hooters and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I love Buffalo Wild Wings, and I'm affecting Buffalo Wild Wings but it's easier for me to go online or call on the phone and say, give me X amount of orders of wings and stuff, and just pick them up and meet them at home.
Yeah.
It's way easier, more
But
convenient.
that is essentially the same thing as what's happening to places like Hastings and Barnes and Noble with a different product.
Yeah. But,
Or, Netflix, what they did to movie stores or
right.
video stores.
But I did hear, like, and maybe it's not millennials, maybe it's just fucking hipsters, but reading books actually is coming back.
Yeah.
Like
actual books, like paper books.
I thought ebooks were just gonna fucking take over, or audiobooks, but I guess not.
It's not just a hipster movement. That's actually, I've seen a lot of stuff about that online. It's mainly because people were getting, they're having issues with falling asleep because a lot of people like read before they go to bed, right?
Right.
And they would have this big ass tablet that they would read right before they went to bed, and just as well as I do, that's terrible.
Yeah.
You have that unnatural lighting directly in your face, for like half hour to an hour before you go to sleep. It's not good for you. You can't go to sleep like that.
No. Your brain's too active.
Yeah.
With that light. So yeah, and I mean,
and the smell of a book. The feel.
I don't know if I agree with the whole smell of the book. I never liked it. It smelled like fart. I don't know.
A fart?
Yeah, like a
Christelle,
fart.
Does a book smell like a fart to
like
you? She's reading a book right now.
Like an old man's fart. I don't know.
She's testing.
It's a weird smell. I don't like it.
I love the smell of books, especially like older books. Ones where like the binding is falling off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That smell, I don't like it.
I think it's mostly because it reminds me of things like like my grandparents' house and stuff, or Pirates of the Caribbean, the ride. You've been on there, right? Like the stagnant water smell.
Yeah.
Like it's almost it's
akin
to that.
I'd be like, no, that's mold.
Do you know why it actually smells like that? It's not stagnant water. They actually use bromine instead of chlorine in their water at Disneyland.
Why?
Because it's a little bit more expensive, but it's also much less harmful to your eyes and to your skin.
Mm-hmm.
And it works better.
Well, yeah.
But it's a lot more expensive.
I thought you were gonna say like they do like what golf courses do, and they just use recycled water.
Do you remember on Judge Dredd, the one with Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
That little food robot that's kind of moving around in the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
And it says, "Eat recycled food. It's great for the environment and okay for you."
Yeah, I remember that. It was Rob Schneider. Got it hit on that robot thingy.
Dude, he was awesome in that movie.
Yeah,
I loved Rob Schneider in that movie.
It was alright.
I love when he looks at his badge. Dread? Oh my god. I am the law.
So last week, Lonnie, you're gonna be jealous. I had I ate some pozole.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
But it backfired. Like literally. Dude. I had, like, my wife made the pozole at, I think it was Saturday night. Yeah, it was Saturday night because I was watching the fight while she was cooking.
I'm sorry.
And in the morning, so I had it for breakfast, I had it for lunch, I had it for a snack before dinner, and I had it for dinner.
Jesus, did your colon hit auxiliary power?
Yes. Like, it was coming out with a fucking fist the next day. Like, at work, I was going to the bathroom like every 30 minutes or so. So
people thought you were doing crack.
Yeah. And when I got home, I'm like, oh, please, like, Dad, do you have like a Lamodum or something like that? Like, I can't stand it. I can't stand my stomach, right? And I took 2 of those suckers. And
now you can't poop?
And now I couldn't poop. I couldn't poop until like So that happened on Monday, Tuesday. So not until like Wednesday afternoon. Like I was
My God.
dude, my stomach was so fucking big. Like I was just like, oh my God, I immediately regret the decision of taking those pills, which made me think, what's worse? Is constipation worse than diarrhea?
Yes.
You think so?
I absolutely think so.
But
with constipation,
but
it's like you get the same feeling though as diarrhea, except you can't relieve yourself.
This is how bad my diarrhea was though. Like it was one of those where like even a baby wipe like in your butthole hurt. Like you had to.
So you're like right there.
So you had
but
to
you
like
can't do anything.
Right, like you had to like throw water, like cold water, at my butthole to kind of clean, so that it wouldn't hurt. Right, like that's how bad it was. But when I was constipated, then I was like, oh man, this is a different type of pain, but I don't like it either. But I don't know which one is worse. I think diarrhea pain is worse though.
I don't know, man. When you're constipated and you've been waiting for a couple of days to poop, and you finally are able to squeeze that sucker out, and it feels like you're shitting a jagged rock. That's pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I feel bad for babies when they get constipated.
Oh, dude. Oh my God. Like, did you ever, like, did your kids, were your kids like ever constipated when they were like babies and you had to like, did they ever suggest
fish it out?
The Q-tip with olive oil?
Yes, or the thermometer.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, you put olive oil in a Q-tip and then you just shove them up their butthole, and you're like, what the? I was like, what the fuck?
Well, it usually happens that it's a reflex action,
right? And the olive oil that acts as a lubricant, so it just comes out.
Yeah.
And I was like, a nurse told me this, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I did it.
I'm pretty sure this is horseshit.
No, I did it, but my kid's face like afterwards was
like, oh,
he's just God. Like, oh my God, like I love you so much right now. But I didn't believe that. I thought they were pulling my leg when they told me that, but and yeah, so I thought it was pretty funny. I was like, oh well, next time I'm constipated, like, and the thought crossed my mind when like on the third, like Wednesday morning, I was like, well, I think I have olive oil. I don't know if I have a Q-tip though.
Did you get Anna?
No.
Oh, come on.
I was in the States, so.
Okay, so you got a mirror.
No, I didn't do it.
Did you put it on the floor or on the wall?
What I ended up doing is I ended up eating like oatmeal because of the fiber, and like just salads, like no meat at all.
Oh yeah, no protein. Fuck that.
And when it came out, dude, like it's like you said, like I was shitting rocks.
Were you in a lot of pain?
A little bit, yeah.
Did it feel like they were like,
but
like 6 inches wide?
Yeah, and the thing is, like, I didn't get any relief out of it. It was just like, well, I finally pooped, but I still feel like my stomach is like, you know.
It's because there was more.
So
it's just backed up.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think diarrhea is worse though. I really do.
Have you ever heard that if you hold your poop for too long, you can actually vomit it out because your body's trying to get rid of the waste?
I think that was a South Park episode, and I'm gonna call bullshit on it.
I gotta look this up. Is this for real?
They're like shoving food up their butthole and they poop out of their mouth.
Let me see this. Indeed, fecal vomiting is a genuine condition, rarely occurring in cases of severe constipation. Oh my God.
Oh.
In which the colon is completely full of feces. The vomit, however, doesn't actually contain what we recognize as poop, which comes out of the colon. Oh my God, dude. They have the picture of the South Park episode on this link. Let me see. Let me send this to you.
No, don't send me. I don't want to read about this. It's nasty, dude.
I mean, the whole thing is the title is "Can you poop via your mouth?"
Speaking of constipation and diarrhea, you're gonna love my setup. That was like an intentional setup, Lonnie. So
you son of a bitch.
I actually got sent a question.
Okay, let's hear it.
So And it's, like I said, speaking of constipation and diarrhea.
Is this guy a shithead or something?
No. The question is, do you think Brokeback Mountain is a guy flick or a chick flick?
Is that a gender neutral question?
No. No, they actually said that we had to like elaborate, like really dissect this, and not just make fun of it. So,
well, can we preempt this with our? Well, I want to. Okay, let's preempt it with our original story.
Let's do this first. Like, you've seen the movie, right?
Yes, you know that I have.
Okay, and I've seen the movie.
Yes,
and
I was with you. We were holding hands and everything.
For all those guys that thinking like, why in the fuck would you watch that movie? We were basically. This
is important.
We were basically forced to watch it.
Yes.
Right.
Kind of.
Is it safe to say that we were kind of forced to watch it?
Okay. Well, let's be clear. When that movie came out, how much praise was it getting?
A buttload.
No pun intended. The whole premise behind it was, no, it's not just a bunch of gay sex. And it's not about that. It's about love. It's about, what other shit do people say? It's the
struggle. They always like to use the struggle.
The struggle, yeah. And so we go into it with this open mind, like, okay, if it's at least a good movie, then I'll recognize it as having like a good plot or something like that, right? So we go into this movie. we didn't go in. I think we rented it, didn't we?
No, we did not go to the theaters. We did not buy tickets for this movie. That's very important. No, somebody
spent the minimum.
Somebody showed up for the movie. I'm not gonna name or agree to the gender.
Oh, I think I know. I think I know. I think I remember.
And the words from this person were, I want you guys to watch this movie with me. and we're looking at it, we're like going like, do we have to? Yes. It's like, okay. You're buying the pizza though?
So we did it. I don't think we had any alcohol available either.
No, we were sober for that one.
Yeah, that's too bad. Well, anyway, we go into that movie and we watch it, and it is completely the opposite of everything that everyone was saying it was. I'm sorry, that movie was brutally about gay sex.
Yeah, it was pretty lame, actually.
Yeah. There was... Even the acting was kind of off. Well, and I like Heath Ledger, and I like Jake Gyllenhaal. Gyllenhaal.
No, I didn't mind them. Like, their acting was fine.
Their wives.
The wives and just like the supporting cast was kind of like, I think like you could tell where they spend their money.
Yeah.
But
are we going to answer this?
Yeah, let's answer the fucking question. So,
okay,
is it a guy flick or a chick flick?
I think it's a loaded question. First of all, no pun intended.
Objection, Your Honor.
All right, let's answer it. Play devil's advocate for both sides of the table. Okay.
All right.
First of all, it is a guy flick. Let's go with that one first.
All right.
It's a guy flick because, let's see. I guess you could say it's a guy flick because it will, in some ways, remind you of who you are in your own sexuality, I guess you could say. It'll confirm it and set it in stone.
And I'll say it's a guy flick because it gives you that step above Top Gun or what's that? Point Break.
Oh God.
It gives you that step above Point Break and Top Gun, where the
like a little bit above a bromance.
Yeah, where the bromance turns into actual romance between two guys that
are very manly.
Are very manly and just happen to like each other's body parts
because they were alone,
and there was no female sheep around, or females.
Yeah, or Arabs.
Or Arab. It's bad. Oh, I will say though, and it's also a guy flick, because that one scene when Heath Ledger just butt fucks the shit out of his wife.
that was kind of brutal.
It was kind of sexy though.
I think she should have known at that point.
She should have known.
You know, it's like, well, yeah. But yeah, I guess you could say it's a guy flick because there's cowboys.
There's cowboys.
So,
and he's nicknamed Rodeo, for crying out loud.
Yeah, he's nicknamed Rodeo. But I mean, you could say that for a lot of guy things. Like, if you just add the fact that it could be homosexual, it automatically becomes homosexual.
Right. Yeah,
like
true.
any guy name, no matter how manly, if you mention that he's a homosexual, you're like, oh yeah, that's totally a homo name.
Yeah, just look at Lonnie. You know,
yeah.
Lonnie.
I would say that the less manly your name is, the safer you are to be confused as a gay man.
Yeah, maybe.
Because
maybe.
like
I'm gonna
Gary,
say maybe. It's like
Hank.
Have you seen that stand up with what's his name? Carr? Billy Carr or Jimmy Carr?
Oh, Jimmy Carr?
Jimmy Carr.
You mean the English guy?
Yeah. Well, he's like, what's your name? And he's like, you just hear Gary. He's like, I'm sorry, are you trying to say Gary? It's like, listen. Gary. Are you trying to say Gary? You seen Gary? Are you trying? It's like Gary. So it's a chick flick because
it's a chick flick because if there's any gay men in any movie, it's automatically a chick flick.
Oh, you're gonna piss off so many people for that comment. I was gonna say it's a chick flick because obviously Jake Gyllenhaal was more into his feminine energy, so he was the woman.
Yeah, well, and he was extremely
most women can identify with, you know, the woman inside that every man has.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if they'd be able to identify with the fact that Jake Gyllenhaal went down across the Mexican border and had to find a male prostitute to satisfy his needs.
Well, that was his. He's only half woman. He's only half.
Dude, that is so incredibly discriminatory
and sexist.
A little bit.
But and
it's a chick flick because of the love story and the need for one another that men don't typically understand, I guess you could say. And
because you know, at the end he has that jacket and he's like still in love. Yeah. Because he was vulnerable, you know.
Yeah.
You don't see that in guy flicks.
The best way to describe that movie is that it's like it's like one of those cheap romance novels, except instead of there being a woman getting handled by this, you know, beautiful Tahitian man, it's another dude getting handled by another dude. So the verdict. So the verdict is, I think we agree on this one, right? It's a guy flick. Yeah, it's a guy flick. Okay, let me ask the wife. honey, what do you think? Is Brokeback Mountain a chick flick or a guy flick? No, you have to answer one or the other.
It's just gonna be like, it's just gay. It's just gay. It's just gay, man.
It's just gay.
That's not something most people would be like, hey, yeah, let's go watch this. Like,
Do you remember who brought that into the conversation and why we ended up watching it?
yeah.
Okay. Should I reveal this?
I think it's pretty obvious.
So anyway,
But I do remember that at the end of that movie, I felt
That's like, let's go watch some softcore gay porn.
that's basically what it was.
Yeah.
We really tried. We honestly tried. Did we not?
Yes.
You can attest to this, Zumi.
I can attest
We
to
sat
this.
down with an open mind and said, okay,
Let's watch this
everybody and all the
Oscar-worthy
critics.
film.
Yes, all these people are telling us that it's this fantastic love story. Even without the love story, it's a good film. It's got good cinematography, which, you know what? By the way, I won't deny. It did have good cinematography.
Yeah.
For like the landscapes and like the fireworks in the background and stuff during that one scene. That was good stuff, right?
And the spitting in his hands to like get him blew up.
I don't know about that, but that, it's just not what I'm into. But at the end of the movie, I'm sorry, that is softcore gay porn.
I will give Brokeback Mountain this though. I enjoyed it more than The Notebook. Just throwing it out there.
Ouch.
Just throwing it out there. The Notebook I thought was the stupidest fucking movie out there. At least
I won't tell Christelle you said that because she'll probably go ape shit on you.
at least BBM, not BDSM. Okay, BBM.
You just triggered Sir Jag. Oh, dude, we should get him back on and ask him that same question.
We should.
Because he would probably have a lot of good insight.
He's probably just gonna have a smirk in his smile and gonna be like, I'd rather not say.
He's going to be like, it's a gay film. It's nothing else. It's a gay film.
I don't want to answer for him, but I'm pretty sure he'll look at us like just funny, have like that little smirk on his smile, and just be like, "Dude, what the fuck are you guys talking about?"
Or he would have like this, like he'd be like, "Oh, hang on one second." He'd walk away from the camera. He'd come back with like this notebook and be like, "All right, I've already done the research on this," and then he starts going over all the points. That'd be a good debate for like a debate club.
It would be, yeah. I think
That's
so.
a fantastic question.
So, yeah.
Do you think that movie even counts as a gay film? Because you have a lot of them, especially like on Netflix now. There's a lot more, like gay cinematography, like gay films now.
Like a gay protagonist type thing.
Yes. Do you think that counts as one?
I not in the context that you're using the word gay.
What?
Not in that.
I don't understand.
Not in that context. Like,
gay is gay, right?
No, well, to me, like if I say it like that, that film is gay. It's like it sucks,
Oh, you mean GHEY gay?
Yeah.
Okay. Which, by the way, we can still use for anyone listening that thinks that we can't use that in a sentence anymore. We can still use that. We use a different gay.
Oh my god, we're gonna get so much shit for this one, Lonnie.
But that's what we do.
Well, that's the question I was asked. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I gotta answer it, right?
We have to answer.
So,
I don't think we purposefully offended anybody, did we?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't do it on purpose. I swear.
I mean, we don't really care, anyways.
I don't
right?
really care. I really don't.
But yeah, I mean, if I were to pick between a guy chick a guy flick and a chick flick, I would say Brokeback Mountain is a guy flick.
Christelle's still going off. Would you like to come up to the microphone?
I've seen homosexual films.
She's admitting this on air.
That is way beyond.
Well, did they have to name it Brokeback Mountain though? Because there's so much.
I mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of innuendo in that title.
Yeah, I know. His back did get broken into, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Cowboys
guess.
riding him like a horse.
Well, I guess they weren't really cowboys. They're sheep herders. Or sheep watchers, I guess you could say.
Yeah, caretakers.
They're not as manly as the cowboys. Well, speaking of grabbing other dudes' asses, football's back this week.
It is back.
Like actually back, no preseason bullshit.
I know. And I'm still a free agent. I don't know.
Well, I think you should wait till the end of the season until
Think
you
so?
make a decision. Yeah, and I don't think that you should go for the winner of the Super Bowl. I think you should just go and watch and, just catch a few games, but with different teams each time.
How would you feel if I start rooting for like the Packers or something like that?
I don't mind the Packers.
You don't mind the Packers, really?
No, they were my second favorite team for a while. I still kind of like the Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers is kind of a douche, but he's a fantastic football player.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but he's
now.
good,
If you
though.
were to say something like the Colts or the Jets or the Seahawks, we might have an issue. We might have to stop being friends. So don't do those.
All right, I definitely don't want to stick.
Or the
with,
Broncos.
I don't want to stick with what I know. So I'm definitely not rooting for the Chargers anymore.
No more LA Bolts.
No.
Okay. Did you see that video or GIF I sent you of the LA Chargers kicker?
Oh, like the one that's like spinning.
Yeah.
Is he a Mexican?
I don't know, dude. How can you tell?
I don't know, because he made the field goal and he's like doing the spin stuff.
Oh, you're saying that because he's a good ball handler,
Yeah.
he's automatically Mexican.
He looked like a soccer player, so
It's not soccer.
just saying.
It's football.
So I gotta take a short break. My son's crying, so
That's fine. Short break.
all right, I'll be back.
And we're back.
Sorry about that.
Is the kid still alive?
Yeah, everybody's like sick here, dude.
Are they back in school?
They are back in school, yes.
There you go.
So
Fucking school, man. For kids, that shit is brutal. Especially the more kids you have going to school, like the more diseases they pick up. Get those dirty little shit kids at school.
yeah, he's still you still hear him in the background. I'm sorry, he's still.
It happens.
It's like I can't really like, other than giving him a like ibuprofen, I can't really do anything, right?
Yeah. So yeah, football's back. Pretty excited about it. They changed the whole cutting process, like the roster cutting. It's league wide, and now instead of there being like a few days to cut down to 53 people on your roster, it goes from 90 to 53. Now it's 1 day. So everybody, like, what is that? 37 players get cut in 1 day.
Whoa.
Yeah, so it's kind of brutal. So my Twitter feed was just loaded today with people getting cut from all these different teams. So it's kind of rough. But at least we get football this week. Thursday is the kickoff. Of course, it's my Pats versus the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's on my birthday too. If I was rooting for the Pats, I would have been like, yeah, it's a good way to start.
You'll be rooting for the Pats this Thursday.
I don't think so.
Well, because the Chiefs are the Chiefs.
Yeah.
They disappoint like the Chargers.
Oh man. Yeah, that one still hurts, Lonnie. Like the Chargers still hurt.
Yes. Well, it's because I think they have so much talent on their team, and then they just stop being good. I don't know what happens.
I was told I was telling my brother that like when LT was with the
LaDainian
Chargers,
Tomlinson.
yeah, I was like, you know what, I am when he left, right? Because they didn't want to pay him what he or something like that. I can't remember if it was like pay or if he was just like, no, you know what, I'm gonna go with a team where I think I'm a better fit and I think I can win a Super Bowl type thing. I told him, like, I'm sick and tired of the Chargers being just a vessel for people to move to good teams, you know?
That'll be Melvin Gordon in a couple of years.
So it's like, you know, because at one point we had Breeze, for example.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just like, dude.
But you know what? I really don't mind Phillip Rivers. I don't think he's a terrible quarterback. I think he's pretty good.
No, I don't either. He has a lot of records, like here in San Diego, right? And
yeah,
I think he's gonna. Actually, he's a Hall of Famer, right? A future Hall of Famer.
He will be, yes. At the minimum, he will be for the Chargers.
So, and it's kind of like, I don't know, like, you know, it always felt like San Diego was gonna be like it's just that. You just go play for the Chargers, be shitty for like 2 years or whatever, and then you move to another team that's actually winning a Super Bowl.
Yep.
And it's just like, god damn, like, why can't you just fucking invest to have a good team?
They did give the Broncos a little bit of trouble last year.
Yeah, but it wasn't enough.
Yeah, but the Broncos weren't necessarily that great last year.
And you know, like we had the Clippers, and you know, now they're in LA. It's like deja vu. Like we had, like, next thing you're gonna hear, it's the fucking San Diego Aztecs are gonna move to LA as well.
Probably.
Then I'm really fucked.
Yeah.
What else? Pee Wee football, I guess I can watch.
I guess. Hey, Pee Wee football's still pretty cool. Some of those kids can hit hard.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fun. But man, you know, I don't know. I don't like to see, like, you know, a couple of kids like getting destroyed by like this overdeveloped, like.
You got that one kid on the team that's 6'2" and 300
like,
pounds.
How old are you? I'm 6. And it's like, no fucking way. You look like
you 17. Have a beard.
It's like, you look 17, dude.
How many horse steroids have you been taking? Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, football. It's gonna be a sad season for me, dude. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a sad one.
It's gonna be I'm thinking a pretty damn good year for me.
Yeah.
Got a healthy Gronk. And we got Brandon Cooks. And we also picked up Philip Dorsett from the Colts today.
Oh my god.
So we lost Julian Edelman.
You think Tom Brady's going to retire this year?
No.
No? You think he's going to go for one more?
I think that if he wins the Super Bowl this year, he should probably go out, you know, retire on a high note. But I don't think that's his style. I think Tom Brady would play for the Jets if that meant he kept playing. And that would make me sick to my stomach. And I'd probably cry in the fetal position. And
well, but then you'll find out whether or not Tom Brady made the Pats or the Pats were just the Pats.
Belichick.
Yeah. You know?
I think it's a combination of both, honestly.
It has to be.
I think Tom Brady would have succeeded in some capacity with any team just because of his competitiveness and his knowledge of the game. But at the same time, I don't think he would have gotten where he is.
He wouldn't be the Lord of the Rings?
No. I mean, just seriously, he is 2 catches away from having 7 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
It's insane to me.
It is insane. Like I said, the fucking Lord of the Rings, dude.
Yeah. If he gets 6, I don't understand how anyone would ever reach that.
I would like him to get 11.
11.
Yeah,
that's a little ridiculous.
That way he can have a picture of like his hands like this, right? Like all 5 digits, and then the 11th it's actually a cock ring. It's not like.
Is that when he has gray in his beard? And
yeah. So wouldn't that be fucking amazing though?
Oh my god. You think people hate us now?
Oh. Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm still playing with the idea of rooting for the Vikings, but I kind of want a team that's not gonna be like
They have a good
like,
defense.
that it's not gonna be like the Chargers, where I'm just like, oh, okay, like who's gonna show up today? Is it
But
Dr.
that's
Jekyll?
kind of the Vikings, dude.
Is it Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde?
Well, they're getting Teddy Bridgewater back here pretty soon as the quarterback, so they might be better this year than they were last year because they had Bradford last year. And Bradford is just about one step above dog shit. So,
That's so mean, dude.
sorry, Bradford, but you suck. Yeah, it'll be an interesting year. But there's been a lot of weird developments with a bunch of different teams. I think the team that might surprise people is the Browns. I don't think they're going to the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, I still think they're the Browns. But they picked up a lot of talent in the offseason. And they drafted some guys that are insane athletes. The one guy, Myles Garrett, the first overall pick, he's a defensive end, and he is probably one of the more destructive defensive players I've ever seen. Like, I think it would be, right now in the league, you got J.J. Watt, I still think is the best defensive player in the league. Even, in the years that he gets injured, he's still the best. And then you got a couple others you could, vie for, like Khalil Mack of the Raiders or Von Miller of the Broncos. But I seriously think this Myles Garrett kid is going to be in that conversation. And then the other kid they've got, he's a safety, but he has the body of a linebacker, and he can play 3 different positions. He can play corner, safety, and linebacker. And he does each of them like an elite player at those positions. Amazing athlete. Then they got that. They got a bunch of new receivers. They have Isaiah Crowell, their running back, who's really good. Their quarterback, I think, what were we saying? Who's the quarterback of the Browns now? God, I forget his name. Some new kid. But he's not bad. So it'll be fun to watch. That would be the one team. If the Pats don't go to the Super Bowl, it'd be pretty awesome to see the Browns go to the Super Bowl.
And actually win it?
Yeah. Can you imagine? All the NFL fans would eat themselves. One can only dream. Maybe that's where Brady will go when he gets kicked off of the Patriots. He'll go to the Browns and take him to a Super Bowl.
How would you feel if he actually goes to the Chargers?
And then they make it to the Super Bowl but lose.
No. Yeah, I know right now. I was gonna say they actually win, but if they lose, I guess it'll kind of be like, that's what happens when you join the Chargers.
And that's when you go, you know what? Fuck the Chargers.
You just fucking lose, Anyways, man, I think we're gonna have to make it a short one.
That's fine. We knew it was gonna be a short one because you got to take care of your family and all that stuff, but it is getting kind of late too. So I'll go ahead and do the outro. Anything you might want to say afterwards, it's just fine with me. Get on with your fine self.
Get on with it.
All right, this episode of the Nothing Better to Listen To podcast can be downloaded on iTunes, Google Play, or directly from shoutengine.com. You can go to our website at nbtltpodcast.com. You can leave us a review on any of these formats on iTunes, Google Play, or on Shout Engine. Leave us a review if you liked it, hated it, or you just have something to say. Our bumper music is provided by bensound.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter at NBTLT Podcast. You can always send us emails with your questions or comments at mail@nbtltpodcast.com, or even our old email, nbtltpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on YouTube. Now, this is an important one because you need to go to YouTube, type in NBTLT, and you'll probably see an ass load of our episodes that have been uploaded there. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We are selling out. Yes, we're asking you to hit the subscribe button. And that's another format for you to listen to it if you want to do it that way. I mean, I guess you could. But some people do. There, we got a bunch of views on some of them, so.
Well, that's fine.
You can also find us on Reddit at reddit.com/r/NBTLT. That it?
Do we have a Patreon account yet?
No, we don't.
Oh,
I don't know why it didn't go through. Maybe I'll just start the whole setup
Well,
again.
if you ever want to donate to this podcast, you can always go to our Patreon account once it's active.
Once it's active.
Yeah. Help us get better equipment. This is all for you.
Mostly Zoomy.
Yeah, mostly me. But so I was gonna say, Lonnie, and I'm gonna go back a little bit to like the fight, right?
Oh boy.
I know, but
Now let's just open that wound back up.
Yeah, I know. So I fucked up.
Okay.
I fucked up on the last episode of the podcast because I said that I would that I was gonna attract misery in order to keep you guys entertained.
Yeah.
Right? Do you remember that?
Yes.
I remember that. And I fucked up. I'm no longer doing that for you. And this is why. So
here we go.
So Saturday morning, I wake up, and my wife and I have been up till like 2 a.m. or something like that, because she was baking a cake and I was helping her, right?
Okay.
So so we went to bed late and it was fucking hot.
It's the worst way to go to bed.
I know, dude. So I normally I sleep in pajamas and stuff, right? I slept in my undies.
That's how I sleep.
I don't go full nude, right? So I slept in my undies, no shirt. And in the morning, my kids they start off early. It's like 6 a.m. I can hear their scream. They're already fighting about the tablets. And then I just feel the baby like going over me and going down, and he's fucking doing some shit. So then I get that moment of panic, right? Because he likes to climb on the table, and we had the cake stuff on the table.
Oh my god.
So I'm like, oh my god, no. So I get up all panicky, and he's not doing anything. He's fine. I'm like, okay, kind of thanks, buddy. And then he kind of gives me that little look, you know? you seen that look, right?
Yeah.
And he just farts. and he's just looking up, and he's just like, and I'm like, that sounded a little wet, buddy. So I'm granted, I'm half asleep, right? So I just told him yeah, that sounded a little wet, buddy. And I went to bed.
Oh, you jackass.
And so he comes running after me, and he's on the bed. He has his hands up, kind of trying to get my attention. He's just going right? So I'm face up, and I turn to the side, and I just go what is it? And he's just and I'm all right, come up. So I lift him up, and I'm holding him right in front of me, and I lift my legs, right? So he has my thighs and my knees. It's kind of like a support.
Yeah.
And then I look down, and there's this fucking brown spot on his diaper, and I'm like, oh shit, you actually shat yourself. So I'm like, all right, let's get you cleaned up. And as soon as I said that, all I hear is
oh my god.
And it fucking starts dripping out of the diaper.
I've been there a few
and
times.
Landed on my chest. My stomach. Some of it even got inside my belly button.
Oh,
dude, I was... Oh my god. I start doing this gagging motion. And I'm just no! So Anna wakes up. She's She's like panicking, like, what the fuck? Like, and I'm like, do something. And she's like, well, lift him up. And I'm like, no, I'm afraid he's gonna get on the bed. And she's like, why are you yelling at me? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I just don't know what to do. I can't move.
I'm panicking. I can't help it.
I'm like, take him or something. Do something. And this is her response. She didn't even take the baby. She didn't take him away. She grabbed baby wipes and just threw him on my chest. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? So I'm like, just take the baby. Please, just take the baby. So now she's pissed off, right?
Yeah.
And she takes the baby, and I'm like, I have like these baby white, like covered shit, like all over my chest and stomach. And I'm cleaning myself, and I'm trying so hard not to gag and puke on myself. And I'm like, all right, let's go take a shower. And I gotta say, like, those baby wipes, they don't really like clean the smell of shit.
No.
That's like, yeah, it smells wet or what, or it's wet or whatever, and it wipes a lot, but I could smell the shit on it, like on my chest.
It's terrible.
And and then I kind of thought about it, like, I've met some people watch like that video, like the 2 girls 1 cup video.
Ugh, please.
Right?
Ugh.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's confirmed. I'm not into that shit.
Oh, and that's what confirmed it.
That's what confirmed it. Like, I fucking. So I can honestly say that life was taking a shit on me, quite literally, and I should have taken that as a sign.
And then, of course,
and then McGregor loses, and I'm like, oh man, this is just fucking shit.
Don't ever do that again.
Luckily, Game of Thrones came the following day, and it redeemed itself. But
oh, believe me, that was my response to Saturday night after it happened. Was well, at least we have Game of Thrones tomorrow.
Yeah. and man. So I've been shat on for you guys. No more.
Only good things.
So I'm gonna go on record tonight that I'm gonna attract abundance for your entertainment. Abundance, not misery. Abundance.
Yeah, I'm much more okay with that. Jeez, Sumi.
Yeah.
In your belly button, huh?
Oh, dude, that was it. I was there for like half an hour trying to, because no matter.
Warm?
It was warm initially, and then it got cold, and then it got smelly, and and I'm pretty sure I got it all because it was like runny shit. It was like all liquidy and stuff.
Oh,
it wasn't like hard, but it's just one of those things where like you're looking at it and you're like, I'm not sure, so I'm not taking any chances. I'm just gonna like scrub the shit out of my body.
Did you get your toothbrush out for your belly button?
No, I should have though. But I honestly, like, if I had clothes on, I probably would have burned them.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't burn your chest hair off.
I wanted to,
just in case.
Oh man, I was scrubbing.
Ugh. Well,
Yeah.
this is why people hang out after the outro.
Yeah,
For things like this.
no more abundance. I'm attracting abundance.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and end it there so you can take care of the kid, and I can go spend whatever time I have left of the night with the little lady.
All right.
All right.
I'm gonna take a cool shower and go to bed, I guess.
Make sure you got all the shit off.
I will.
All right, people. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Peace.